everybody, it's Paul Grossman, the dark arts wizard of AI test automation. And today we are going to spend another hour doing all sorts of cool automation and seeing if we can do it all without page object models, without CSS, without XPath, without having any sort of code in there. Absolutely, totally impossible. You know what? It's actually totally possible. And we're going to be doing this. You can hear me coughing. That means it's live. It's a live session. So I'm going to be showing off how I can do this, how I can set it up, and how I can have some fun with this. Hopefully during this session, we'll be doing this for an hour. And my goal is during the next week or two, I want to get more and more of these live streams out there and try and get out there in other ways, get out there onto TikTok and all sorts of other presentation areas. So my goal is to try and do it like 3 times a day if I can. One in the morning, one around noon, and one in the afternoon. And we'll be doing these on the weekend as available. I'm going to try and do those as much as possible and see if I can get some people to just join and watch with eyeballs. If you're watching with eyeballs, that's really great. If you're watching the recorded session, well, take a look at what is going on, what happens when we try this out. So let's get started. I don't want to hold up anybody over here, so I'm going to add my stage over here. And in fact, I'm going to go. Says here that my audio is removed on that, so I'm going to keep that up there. I do have a little Dark Arts Wizard AI guy up in the upper right hand corner. I don't think he's blocking too much, so we will keep that out there. Let me see if I can adjust him. Maybe I just take him off. Yeah, we'll take him off over there. You know what else would be really great? You know what else would be awesome and fantastic? Would be probably some music. So let's do some music, and I'm going to see if I can find some nice royalty-free music and have that playing in the background. So give me one moment over here while I go and search for some of my music assets. Let's go see if we can find something that we all like. And when I say we all like, it's probably just going to be, whatever I like, because I don't have a whole lot of eyeballs looking at this at the moment. So the choice is me. So I'm going to go over here and take a look at my audio and see what I've got available. I got a bunch. How about this? I kind of like that. Can I control the volume? Let's see if I can control the volume over there. If I had a controller, I could probably hear what's going on. I do need to kind of make that a little softer. See if I can find, there's my alien abduction. We'll see what kind we get over there and see if I can control this. Maybe, maybe not. And I don't. Well, isn't this fun? Live is always fantastic. I'm not even sure if it can be heard out there. Let's see. I'm going to go take a look at my sound controllers, my mixer. Well, that music is pretty darn loud. It's not on the system sounds. There we go. Now, the next question is, could I set this up to be looping? Oh, no, I think maybe if it ends, I'll just hit it to play again. Got a little bit in the background. Not too loud. All right, got my sound mixer. Everybody got to see that. Let's see my Chrome extensions and stuff, all sorts of cool new things. So I'm going to go, and I've got my shared screen up here and seeing if I have any eyeballs up yet. Nobody's looking at me. Oh, that's okay. You know what? It's a Saturday morning, and it is a beautiful day in Chicago. So I am not entirely surprised that not a lot of people are going to be looking at that. So that's all right. That's perfectly fine. Get rid of my mixer. I'm going to go pull up a little bit more, some other music. Let's try the Bali Journey. We'll do that. All right. As we go on, we'll see how things go. I would like to see a mic controller on here, but I do not. All right, so everybody's waiting to see. Let's see. Oh, I do have actually background music I can put on here. Let's grab something else then. I've got other things I can do. Let's do this. All right. Since I figured out that there is background music I can add, let's try. An eyeball. Hey, welcome to the live stream. Hey, hot dog. I'm just checking out some music, and we're going to be doing some live test automation since you're here keeping an eye out looking at this. I'm not sure if this acoustic cinematic is really good. Maybe I could try some dance pop. And what I'm guessing is that everybody has this. I'm going to add some of that music I've got over here. I kind of like that. All right. So for the two people who are looking at me right now, trying to figure out what in the world is going on, I am going to be doing some live streams. I'm going to do this for about an hour here. So if you're sticking out, but I'm going to take care of things right off the bat. What we're going to do today is we're going to be taking a look at automating Guru 99. Guru 99 has a whole ton of different things that you can do to test with their sites. You can go to all sorts of Selenium things, and maybe you want to click on some radio buttons and checkboxes. But here's the thing for the two people that are watching me today. The two things are, I'm going to do this without any code. If you are a test automation engineer, architect, and you are just starting to get into agentic AI, you can do automation without any code. You don't have to learn any code, which is kind of cool. Now, how can I do that? Well, first of all, I'm going to use this. I'm going to be showing off Test Rigger over here. There's other tools that we are going to do. And in the coming weeks, I will be showing off more and more tools and what they can do. But here's the simple thing. There's nothing to install. I just have to go over and say, hey, where am I going? Where am I going today? So I'm going to go back. We're going to start over here so we can make it interesting. And I'm going to go over here. I'm going to say, I want to go to thing. Now, if I had to, there's my URL. I paste that there. If I had something that was going to log in, I would put in my username, my password. I could certainly show you where that. In fact, I'll put in admin, and I believe the password I want is password. We'll do that, and maybe we'll test that against a couple others because I do have a ton of sandboxes out there, including the RESTful Booker platform. Let me go open that up there for a second. Yes, I'll get to the actual automation very quickly, as long as I got two people looking at this. This is the Welcome to Shady. Oh, they have updated this. This is check availability. That they've changed their system, so it's actually updated, which means I could go and take my old systems and check them out and see if they work correctly. So since that's changed a little bit, this is checking availability. I was able to get it as an admin and then go log in. I'm trying to see where that is. I think this is booking, contact, rooms, home. If I go to home, I don't see that login anymore. They've changed it on me. The really cool thing about this is that you can actually book rooms on this. You can do check availability. Let's go book that right now. And there's our location. Send messages. We can go to booking. I can go to rooms. It would allow you to log in, and it would allow you to actually do a login. By the way, you'll notice that the date is British. format, not the American format. We got 3 people looking. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you for sharing your Saturday morning with me. This site over here will actually give you the British version of a date, but that's okay. We also have a control over here. This is a good one of those wonky controls. It's wonky. Why is that? For test automation, it's always best to be entering in the date, not picking it from a date field. Because if I were to say click on the 30, let's say I want to go to May, and I say I want to click on, let's see, it was a good example. I want to book a date on June 30th. Now, is it going to click this June 30th, or is it going to click this 30th on the June calendar? It's a little tricky. That's obviously the month before. Over here, if I went to June. So that's what makes test automation really tricky with controls with calendars. So if you're brand new to automation, please keep that in mind. Calendar controls are tricky. Make it as easy as possible. Our ultimate goal is not to test the controls that we have. We don't want to test third-party controls. We want to get to an end date. We want to get to an endpoint. We want to verify that our test executions are validating things that might be losing the company money. Hitting the wrong date over here isn't going to lose the company money because humans will always hit the right date, well, usually. But what it might not happen is that it may not complete the order. It might not complete the reservation, which means the company is losing money. So your ultimate goal is to be at the end of the automation and verify whatever the final point is. Usually is, hey, I completed the transaction and the company's making money. And if you find that it's not completing the transaction and you found a bug, that's your ROI. There's no reason to calculate ROI. All you need to do is have it be self-aware that people say, look, I found this. And a good way to do that is to mark your tickets as blockbuster, showstopper tickets. If you found something that is preventing the company from making money, there's no other calculation you really need to spend time on. And that's what I'm always about, trying to make sure I don't spend a ton of time on other stuff. Guess what? I've spent a ton of time on other stuff. I said I wanted to go over here to my Guru session, so I'm going to go back over to TestRigger. I have the URL in there. If I had the logins, if I was going over there, we could go in it, but I'm not going to do that. I can do also a AI generation. So what kind of website is this? Well, we'll do that. We'll do a test on that. Now, keep in mind, the more data that you have, the more information about the website that you're going to, the more you're going to be able to do this. How do you know what this is? Well, you could actually go over to a test AI and LLM like Gemini. I'm just going to pick one out by random because I like that. I have them all. I actually like you, but we're going to go to Gemini. That does not look like the Gemini I'm looking for. I'm not trying to advertise some sort of crypto thing. So let me try something a little bit different. Let's go to you.com. I love you.com. Only because it makes, someone was brilliant. They actually said the words, made me say, I love you. And this, I love you.com. Well, what better a subliminal marketing can you have? Describe a let's see, AI testing test prompt for this website, and let's see what it comes up with. See how it thinks about it. Hopefully, and I'm not on create, because if I am on create, it'll just make a picture for me, and I don't want that. This looks like this is a prompt. Simulate a user journey through this, starting by navigating to the home page and performing the following items. I like that. We'll do that. We'll see what TestRigger comes up with on this. I'm going to just paste that in there. All right. And I'm going to go, I want to create, I don't want to go crazy with 200. It would take about 40 seconds, but that's not the point of this particular demo. I'm going to go and create 5 of these. It'll pop up and say, here's some things that you might want to do. You can regenerate these. You can remove them. You can edit them. Verify that the user can successfully navigate to the homepage, enter the page loads correctly. It's pretty easy. I like the other ones. They all look kind of pretty good, but they're all very generic. Remember, the more description you get, the better you get. I'm adding and building. I've lost one eyeball. So the two of you guys who are there, sticking around, guys and girls, please Keep an eye. Thank you for hanging out. It's creating 5 test cases, and it's actually doing them in real time. It's actually doing them in parallel. So as this opens, it will say it's in progress, and it starts building these. Look at this: in progress, in progress, in progress, in progress. All of these are kind of building. I'm going to make my screen a little bit smaller so that we can see all of it executing. Hopefully we get some green at some point, and it says, "Hey, I'm cool." Let's take a look at what this one has done. I'm going to go zoom in over here. This is the landing page, so there are no actions to be done being done at the moment. I do see there was a failure, something it didn't like. We're going to figure that out. All right. This is actually saying it goes to a page and says, "Go generate a unique email." I got one more person watching. Thank you, all 3 of you guys. Remember, this is plain English. This is just saying generate a unique email. And guess what? It created a unique email. It ends in testrigger-mail.com, which means any email sent from this system can be validated. You know what that means? It means that if you have some sort of, let's say, SMS validation that you're doing, the SMS validation comes in an email. You can pick it up off the email. You can switch to that browser and pick it off the email, and then switch back over to your application and put it back in and say, "Hey, that's kind of cool." Oh, I lost 2 viewers. That's okay. I got 1 person hanging out there. Thank you for hanging out for the entire time. All right. What I'm going to look at is I've got, let's see, this over here. We're going to move forward. Then we're clicking the submit button. Notice there is no XPath, no CSS. There is no page object model behind all this. We're just clicking on the submit button, and where we're clicking on the submit, we can actually control if it's in the upper left-hand corner, right-hand corner. Why would you want to control where you're actually clicking on a button? Well, that's something that I usually build into my own test automation frameworks, which is if there was something partially overlapping this, like maybe some sort of yes/no button dialogue, not a modal dialog box, but something, because a modal would be covering the whole thing. You shouldn't be able to interact with anything. What if something was overlapping it, you could go and say, "Can I click here, 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 or here?" and see if any area of the button is available to go and click. All right, so I went forward. It says the next thing is got to the bank 99 over here. And oops, hang on. Let me get you back on the share. I clicked the wrong button. I'm going to go do the share screen. It'll take just a moment. We'll be back up there. Okay, we are back on this, and I'll add that back to the stage. We're back there. Thank you for your patience. So I've got a screen that says access to these elements over here. So I'm going to close this out. What was the next thing it said? We're going to take a look at the more details. Let's go take a look at what it actually created over here. It said, go click submit. And the last thing it said over here was, it was trying to verify that the user can successfully log in with all this over here. I'm going to show the extra info. It says an AI generated state finished because the screenshot of visual levels, I can see that the test case has already been completely successfully. Registration process has finished. AI, I don't know if it's all that smart or not. Let me see what the error is. It says verify this is done. It's failed because the test cannot be completed by the provided screenshot. Let's take a look at the provided screenshot. Well, we didn't actually tell it what to validate that it's there. I would say Guru 99 Bank would be what I want to see. So let's do that. I'm gonna go change our music up a little bit. All right, that sounds cool. So what would I want to do on this case? I would go and do a quick edit, and I would want to check page contains. See, you can actually do this. Check page. It's already built in there for you. What was it? It was Guru 99, Guru 99. We'll do that. I'll update and retest and see if we get something a little bit better. Let's take a look at the other ones that were generated. And yeah, the AI ain't feeling all that smart. Like I said, you have to have a better AI prompt in order to get better results. Let's see what this one generated over here. Okay, this guy's kicking off. We'll set that. I think this one I've actually modified it. Okay, the script I just looked at and modified, it's passed. And look at it. Guru 99. Oh, I want a Guru 99 bank. That's right. I wanted a Guru 99 bank. So I'm going to go and say Guru 99 bank. I want to make sure that it's the bank and not something else. We'll let that kick off again. How many seconds did it take to actually execute? It took 5 seconds for that. Between the time of launching a virtual machine in the cloud. Once it got there, got open the state. There we go. 1, 2, 3. I counted 3. It says 5. I think it's overestimated the time it took to execute. So it did do a validation. Says make sure to check the page contains Guru 99 bank over there. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, we got a second set of eyeballs. One popped in, then they popped out. Okay, that's all right. Oh, doesn't hurt my feelings. If it's not for you, it's not for you. That's cool. All right, so I am looking for other stuff I'm going to do over here. Oh, yes, that's right. I wanted to kind of navigate around the Guru site, and I want to go to, we're going to click on Selenium, and I want to go and click on, let's see, radio and checkboxes. All right, let's see how well I can do that just by hand. That I'm going to say edit, and oh, that's the AI giving me other stuff. Trying to scroll down, see if there's any tech information on there. So I am going to go, and I'm going to go, let's see, edit this test case. We will go, that's a nice description over there. I'm going to change it and say, click radio buttons and checkboxes. How hard do you think it might be to do that? All right, well, I've changed the name over here. Hopefully I haven't gone too fast to do that. I am going to go, I'm going to take all of this out here, and I'm going to say click. And what was it we were clicking? Let's go back and take a look. We wanted to click on Selenium. We'll click Selenium. All right. All right, we'll do that. I'm going to go hover over check box. Let's do that. Let's see what I actually am saying. I'm going to click on this, and I have checkbox over here. Notice I've got an ampersand, I've got radio, I've got demo, but I'm only using the word checkbox. And just to make it a little bit more fun, checkbox with a lowercase c out there. That actually doesn't have, that is not an exact match on that, but are we going to be able to do that? And once I hover over it, of course, I want to click on it. All right, I'm going to go click on this. Let's just type it in, C-L-I-C-C-L-I-C-K. And of course, it is just telling me how I do that. And I want to verify that once I click on this, let's see if it works, that I see option, let's say option 1 and checkbox. Let's say option 3 and checkbox 3. What the hey? Have a little fun, right? All right, we want to check the page contains option 1, option 3, and checkbox 3. Now there is a rule that I always write. I actually am. I'm kind of confident I can do it this way, and if not, I'll make 2 lines. But the cool thing is that there's this rule I have that says never to follow the lawyer rule. Never ask a question of a witness that you don't already know the answer to. The other thing is, now in this case, I am doing that. I have a script that I don't know for certain is going to pass. And if everything looks, oh, look, I got a green out of that. How long did that take me? That took me a total of, I should have the total sitting here. Maybe I'm a little blind to my own total. 7 seconds right there. We passed it, and it's 7 seconds. We did that. That's kind of cool. All right. Let's see. I'm going to have a reminder and say that we're going to do this for about another 45 minutes. So Siri, hey Siri, set a timer for 45 minutes. Tell the audience.
45 minutes starting now.
All right. So 45 minutes, we're going to continue on. And let's go take a look at our results out here. It passed. So in this case, I said, go and click Selenium. Well, there's the Selenium button. It's before I click it, and this is what happens after I click it. It popped that up. All right. And then I said, click, what was it? Hover on the checkbox. Checkbox, lowercase c, uppercase c. It hovered over that. It says, I found it. And I said, okay, go click on it. Exactly the same thing. It's clicking on that and performing the action. And then it says, well, check that the page contains option 3 and checkbox 3, which it does. It highlights both those elements out there, so I'm good with that. But what's our next thing is that we want to go and click those checkboxes and buttons, right? Absolutely, that's what we want to do. So let's go and check those. I'm going to go here. I'll copy this line just to be safe, and I want to be quick. I'm going to say click option 3, and then I'm going to go say click checkbox 3. Now I think I have I know what the witness is going to say. They're probably not going to do what I want to do. What I think is going to happen, and this is why I'll show you, is that if I click on option 3, nothing happens. I'm clicking right here on this, and nothing is happening. The only thing that's happening is when I do this. I gotta tell you, it's bad user interface design. You should always give the user the most amount of space in order to interact with something. So the text that's there should be interactable. Same thing with the checkbox. That is a really, really, really tiny checkbox that we've got over there. What if I zoom in a little bit? Let's get bigger over there. Yeah, we want to hit this element. Now, let's take a look and inspect behind the scenes and do a little inspection over here. How could I interact with these? So I've got they're interactive. It's interesting. I'm not sure if they got what I'm looking for in there. I'm looking for the option 3, option 2. I can go expand it, and there it is. There's option 3. All right, I've got that. That's actually text, but there is a radio button that is next to it. Let's see if we can find it. There it is. It's an input type of radio, and it has, it actually has a value of option 3. It doesn't always have that. So I'm going to tell you, I'm pretty certain this is going to work, except option 3 has a space here and no space here. Now I don't know what the witness is going to say. I have no idea what the response is. So 50-50, I will tell you, I'm a pessimist by heart. I've been doing this for 25 years, and I guarantee you more often things don't work than they do work. So I'm usually on the right side if I say it won't work. And guess what? I have a green up here, which means it did work. But I don't believe that. You shouldn't believe that. We need to go to, let's go to the tape or the screen captures as we go. It says check that these are there. And the next thing was click checkbox number 3. Now it says the checkbox number 3 is, but it's here. And look at me. Like I said, I am a total pessimist. I wanted to do click checkbox image 3 and 3. It basically said, hey, I found this big giant object that has this in there. So I want to go and debug it and figure out what's the right way to do this. So I'm going to go click on the debug. And what that does, it's going to take us over to, live mode. Live mode. I've got some things over here. Oh, and just a reminder, everybody, for if you actually want to chit chat with me, you can, if you're watching me on YouTube or on one of the other ones over here, I could actually see your comments. I've got comments. Oh my gosh, I wasn't looking at the comments. I'm so sorry. It's Boomer Tester watching me. Hey, Boomer Tester, good to see ya, buddy. Let's see. After the audio, we might say hi. He said hi. Where am I going into an existential question? Not ChatGPT. It made Sam Altman sad today. Okay. All right. Fair enough. I picked whatever I want over there. Different ones. And Scott, he's got some yard work to do, but it's always good to see Boomer Tester out there helping us out. So thank you very much for doing stuff. He said not ChatGPT, ChatGPT, ChatGPT. Gippity. I made Sam Altman. Hey, I'll pick random ones. I'll do whatever out there. All right. So, and what did I get? A couple. I'm not sure what those are, but hey, yeah, it's cool. I'm pretty sure it's all positive over there, so I'm cool with that. So he's watching from Twitch. That is cool. Thank you very much, Boomer Tester. And that was about 20 minutes ago. So we have somebody else. If you are out there, and you see a chat, I'm going to post a comment, say hi. If you see all my SDETs. That's what I'm posting out there. Hi, all my SDETs, and spell it correctly. And I'll get back to the demo momentarily. I just sent that out there. Hi, all my SDETs. If you see this on YouTube or Twitch, please be friendly. Please be friendly. I've had one person look at me all this time. Respond back. Say hello, hi. It's okay. It's all cool. If you speak a different language, that's cool too. Just say hi in your own native language. That's perfectly fine too. All right, getting back to what we are doing over here. I am looking at these we are executing these things. We are moving over here, and I clicked on this login frame. That's not going to be there because it was on the initial item. I'm going to change my timeout. The default is 30, but in this case, I'm sitting there yammering more than 30 seconds. So I'm going to say, default in 3 seconds. It kicks in after a while, but this is going to be a 30-second thing. While we're waiting on that, I'm going to take a look at this from a completely different point of view. I'm not a fan of trying to get an element from the screen, from this description over here. I like to use a different tool. There's a tool that is called Selectors Hub, and I can bring it up here. You can take a look and see how this is done. And by the way, Test Rigger should be listed over here on how to interact with that. I'm going to go close this one off, and I'm going to go to the internal version. It's always hidden, but there's Selectors Hub Pro. I have the Pro version. Big shout out to Sanjay for providing me the Pro version of this. The downside is I don't know what the difference are that you don't have, because I got a pretty good idea the debugger includes in there. But we could talk about that. Debugger is really good for trying to capture a spinner that's only on the screen for just a few seconds. All right, so I'm going to go and say inspect, and I want to click this checkbox right here. And let's see what it comes back to. Does it give us a test rigger path? It says web form. That's all it's going to do for me. Oh man, we're going to have to get sneaky, snarky, kind of tricky. Look at this. Nothing out of this, as far as I can see, actually says, well, this has checkbox 3. That has that in here. So a couple of tricky things we can do with Test Rigger. I'm going to see if I can get this to work correctly. Is because this is looking at a different input, I am going to add that input, that attribute to Test Rigger. So let me just walk through this. Let me see if I will zoom in this a little bit so you can see exactly what I'm talking about over here, because there is an extra attribute that is being shown, and I want to go to, that is a checkbox. I want to try this one over here. We will take a look. It says radio. I want this radio button, and when I'm looking at it, we can see that checkbox 3 is actually in a value. I'm not sure that value is actually being recorded as an attribute to look at when interacting with this. So let's go check it out and see if I can do that. Oh, the other thing I want to check in the attribute was, what did it say? Checkbox 3, lowercase. This guy over here, I'm going to say click checkbox 3. First of all, let's see if in live mode, checkbox, what it does. Checkbox 3. And I'm going to execute that and see what we get. It just gets the center. All right, so I'm going to show you a couple of different ways that we can try and do that. One is I could say by, click checkbox 3, by, I'm going to say OCR, optical character recognition. Do we get it? We'll see if we can pick up on that. Give it a second. Still goes in the middle there. All right. I tell you what. Option number 2. I'm going to paste this in here. Click checkbox using AI. Now this is going to take longer. Let me give it an execution over here. Change my refresh over here. They'll take a few seconds. It does override the maximum wait time. Maximum wait time is where it's waiting for something to update on the page. And if the AI takes longer than that, well, then it's basically burned out the maximum amount of time, because the maximum would be about 3 seconds. So the AI brings a lot of extra stuff to it. And guess what? It did it. Ta-da! The AI figured it out, and I can't get it to zoom in well enough. I think I can do this. I will do this. We'll move this over. We'll get as much space as freaking possible. There you go. So yeah, it actually did it by AI. It's not the fastest way I would want to do it. So let's go see if we can get option, let's say checkbox 2 to click. What other ways can we do that? We can do that. All right, old school. I will do it old school. Honestly, this is not the way you ever want to do it. So I'm going to go over here to generate locator options, and I'm going to go click on this. So what happens when I click on it? It says it's a web form checkbox 2 that I'm clicking on, and it also gives me the coordinates. So I should be able to do click this, and I'll take that one out, and I can also do this. I'm going to say click an element, click element with these coordinates. So I'm going to first try this and see if I get it. Did you see the little orange thing pop up there? Let me show you before I do that. Here it is. It's right there. Boom. Yes. Right. That's the dot sitting there pointing at it. It's very cool. We can see that. That is excellent. All right. So I've done that, but you never want to do it that way. We really don't. So if I go and say click on this checkbox over here, I'm going to do it this way, and we're going to go get checkbox. We'll do click checkbox 1 out there, and I'll execute that. Do we get it? Yes, we do. Look at that, checkbox 1. We got it. How about if I just do click? So now we figured out how we can do it. 3 different ways we can do it. I'm going to do option 1. I'm going to do it a lowercase. Let's see if we can pick up the option 1 just by saying that. We're going to go hit execute, and see it doesn't pick it up, as I think it sees this as an overlay. That's okay. That's perfectly fine. What other way we're going to do this, since we've got live mode over here? Another way I can do it is, I wanted to add that name. Let's go back over here. The locator, I've got value. I'm not sure if value is going to be able to do this, so or if it's being checked out. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go finish the session, confirm that, and it will give me a test that shows me everything that I did here. You'll notice I've been sitting here for a couple of minutes. How long did it take me to do this? I'm going to go back over to my suites of test cases, and I'm going to open this up over here, go to my suites, come back out a little bit, and we can see the live mode over here. And we can see that this live mode, which when I enable it, it took about 9 minutes and 17 seconds. Just me yammering, talking about all those sorts of experimentations. It's not how long it takes a test case to execute. So I'm going to click on retest and see what we got. Everything, we had one failure out here because we were trying to click on login form, and that wasn't in there. By the way, the steps that fail should not be included into the test. So let's see if we get to a pass. We're chugging away. It's looking pretty good. And are we going to get this? 1, 2, and the AI is going to kick in there. You can see it's going pretty fast over there. So the AI is going to percolate for a couple of minutes. And so I'm going to go take a look. Let's go zoom a little bit in. I think I can show this at this site. Okay, we're going to go and hover over the checkbox. We already saw that. We clicked on it. And we are going to go click checkbox number 3. That one we knew already wasn't going to work on that because of the way the system is set up. The OCR attempted it. We should have a success on that. I'm going to go take a look at where we're at, see if we've gotten all the way to AI out here. All right. Let's see. I've got the 3 checkboxes already. Let's go back it up a little bit. I'll come out of here and we'll go back. So how did we do the checkbox? Click checkbox 3 by OCR, and this guy we did a checkbox 3 by AI. So we know what's working, what's going to work better. This is clicking it by XY coordinates. Yeah, it found that. All right. We're going to click web form checkbox 1. It found that, so we found it by name. Cool. And then that's basically the end over here on that particular area. And it passed. And how long did it take? It took 27 seconds to get that. It did take 27 seconds, and the reason is that AI Click has a lot of overhead. You can take a look at it. Let's see. The overhead is right here. You can see this is using AI. This is red, which means it took more than 3 seconds for the page to complete. Yeah, it took more than 2 seconds. By the way, a big hello to my second eyeball watching me here. We're doing test automation for about an hour, doing it codeless. No code, no CSS, no XPath, none of that stuff. No maintenance on this, which is kind of cool. We did have Boomer Tester coming in there. So what I'm going to ask you, if either of you two eyeballs of mine want to be friendly, shout out, say hello. I will put your messages up on the screen. We did have Boomer Tester up there saying he had yard work to do. If you are watching on YouTube, and you can follow it on YouTube, my buddy left. Well, the one who's still with me, you already know this spiel. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Twitch, you can say hello. Say hello. All right. It doesn't tell me. Does it tell me? Oh, wait a second. It does tell me. The person who's watching me is watching me on Twitch. Oh, come on, be friendly. You can interact. Now that I know that's there, we can do that. We can be friends. Seriously. Okay. Also, there's always an open request to anybody. Shoot me a URL. That's a good way to do this. Shoot me a URL. I will take it. I will create a script, a automation script on it on the fly. You could also say, hey, can you click this button? Can you hover this object? Can you make my phone ring? Yes, I could do that with this rigor. Don't put your phone number, public phone number on that. It's not good. It's not what this is for. The point I was saying over here is that AI does come with a lot of overhead, so it can take a lot of information on there. Don't think that AI is going to be able to do all the automation for you. It can recover when something has changed. That's absolutely doable. But you don't want to be using AI to click and select every single item that's out there. Hello, we have a second viewer. I'm going to see who is that. You're watching on YouTube. Thank you very much, my second eyeball. Just a reminder, you can say hello. And just to let you know, if you send me any URL like Best Buy or whatever you want, if there's a website you want to promote, I will take it live on this session. And they left. It's like, what? I don't know. I try to be friendly and stuff like, no, I'm out of here. This is not for me. All right. So I've got these guys in here. So what did I wanted to do? I want to click option 1, and I already knew that was going to be an issue. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a quick thing over here is that I said that the value is in there as an attribute. I was thinking value was actually looked at, but if not, I'm going to go over to settings, and we're going to see if we can go under advanced, and we're going to add value as a custom attribute, VALUE. We will add that over there. We're going to hit save, and I'm going to go back and retest this and see what we got. So see if we actually have a different result. Now, since this is different results, we're going to compare to our previous run. So I'm going to go to edit test case. Edit test case. There we are. And I can see that this was our previous test case. This is our live mode that we walked through. This is our execution. We said everything was good and hunky-dory. And it says it's that because I don't have a validation there to say, hey, check that this is clicked. And then this one is in progress, and it is a chugging away. And gosh, for more fun, I guess it would be to check and see if that AI, we should probably remove that AI validation check just to make the thing go just a little bit faster. All right, now I've changed that and added that name in order to say, go look into that name. Let's see if that had any impact at all. Again, I am asking the question to the Witness, checkbox 3. Now it still didn't do it. It didn't identify it there, even with the name, because that tells me that is actually using the name attribute when it does the validations behind the scenes. So if there was something other way that I could find checkbox, that would be cool. There is another way I can do this. So let me do that. I'll show you. Let me show you. Now this said it passed. And at the end, I don't expect this one to have done what we expected to. It did not click option 1. But let's do this. Let's try this. You're going to love this. This is so cool. I'm going to go up to my screen up here. I'm going to say, click option. I'm going to say, click element to the right of option 3. And I'm going to do that on both of these guys over here. We'll do a little copy and replace. We're going to say option 1. And let's see, where else is this? This is click element, click element to the right of checkbox 3. This is going by OCR. OCR is working perfectly fine. I'm going to go do this. That is just a duplicate of the one above, so I'll clean that up. Let's go give this a run. I still have an eyeball watching me. This is really cool. As a reminder, you can say hello. I'm a really friendly guy. I'm a friendly neighborhood dark arts wizard. I'm going to hit save and retest. While that kicks off, I'm going to go and take a look at our settings, because there's other things you can do. I don't want to export data. I want to do settings. I can do in my settings, I can go to advanced, I can do integrations. And I can actually record a video of this, which is pretty cool. All right. And then I'm going to go save this. We'll do a explicit save here and go to test details. We'll go to that, test cases. And the next run, I'll actually have a video. It'll pop up over here saying, hey, you have a video. Do you want to watch the video? Of course I want to watch the video. Let me watch the video. All right. So I'm going to take a look. Oh, we kicked off. Oh, look at this. Can't find button by descriptor. It got closer. That's actually, did I say to the right or to the left? Did I get my right and left confused? Oh, I hope not. We click on checkbox, and then we are basically going to say, we're going to take a look at our details, more details. So in our info, can't find button element by descriptor. Well, because the descriptor was just a generic description of element. So let me go take a look at my quick edit over here and see. We were doing hover, we were doing collect checkbox, check page contains these guys, which I think the check page did. We did the hover and the click of checkbox. So we're doing the hover and the click of checkbox. Then we check that the options are there. That's going to be a passing result. And then we want to click the element to the right of. Dude, you know how much time you could have saved me? You could have been my friend. You could have said, dude, you don't know your right hand from your left hand. Man, it's not going to work if I'm looking for something to the right of, because it's to the left of it. It's an element to the left of this. I thought we were friends, man. That's okay. I will forgive you. It's the season of forgiveness. I will forgive you. I'm going to hit update and retest. And we will blame this on what we call a PEBKAC error. Do you know what a PEBKAC error is? PEBKAC. PEBKAC. Problem exists between keyboard and chair. I was the issue on that. Had nothing to do with the application. All right. It is a chugging away, my friend. Chugging away. Look at that. Bigger. All right. Cool. All right. Now, did we get a pass? It's still checking on it. But I did want to take a look and see when we said click the element to the left of checkbox 3. Dude, it's right there. We got it to work. All right. This is pretty much what I do. I kind of figure out these problems all day long and help people find out ways to do things on this. Which I could do it in code. And yeah, there are ways, but I don't have the clever coding. You know what would have the clever coding? Let's go, while this is chugging away, let's go over here. Let's go ask our AI. Let's go ask friendly. And what am I going to do? I'm going to turn on the advanced research and reasoning. All right. And this is in smart. I want to, this guy over here, this little thing has to move. There we go. And I think I want to change it from smart. I don't want to use DeepSeek over there. I don't want to use a SQL query. I don't want to do any of that. Custom. I want to compute. I think that is cute. So we're going to try custom over here. Smart. We're going to say, right. You know what would be really cool? My one person who's been sticking with me almost the entire hour. If you would put in there and say, hey, this is the automation language that I work in. That would be cool. Because then I could customize this to Java, JavaScript, TypeScript. And just punch it out there. So I'm going to assume we're going to say C#, since I just taught a class on C#. On this, I'm going to say white C#, no, right C#. Holly, say it right. Right C#, playwright code that will find a element to the left of a text div of a text. Let's see. And what was it? It was going to be second one over there. Let's go back and see what did we want? That's Restful Booker. This was to the left of option 2. So if I do it like to the left of the text, option 2. And you know what I could even do? And I misspelled playwright. I know. GHT. Why do we have 2 different ways of writing that? I don't know. Probably one's wrong. All right. And if I go over here to this, I am going to ask, I'm going to tell it that this is the input. This is exactly what checkbox 2 looks like. So I'm going to do this, and we're going to go copy the element. And I'm going to go back over to over here and provide that information and say this is checkbox 2. I'm going to say checkbox 2, since I grabbed it from the wrong one. From checkbox 2, and I'll do that. So what we're looking for is an element to the left of checkbox 2. Let's see if the AI can figure out. We'll let that percolate and cook, I think. We'll come back over here to test rigor and see what is going on over here. All right, see if we were able to pick up on that. To the left of. It said to the left of. We were able to do all of that sort of stuff. This is to the left of. That's fine. It figured all that out. That's good. This is in our runs over. Our last run passed. Look at this. Look at this. I love this. Hold on. Let's take a look here. I'm going to go move that thing out of the way and go Selenium checkbox. We are doing the checkbox, and we want to do the elements. What are we saying over here? This. I went to click the checkbox and hover the checkbox, and we'll click checkbox 3 because it was not picking up the elements. So we're going to say the checkbox to the left of it, to the right of it. This is this is the most recent one over here. This is the right. My bad. Polly did not look at the most recent one. This is clicking on the elements to the left of option 3 and checkbox verify it's there. Click on the element left to checkbox 3. It did. It picked up a radio button, so I can say it's an element. All right, I got one last trick to kind of show you. Since we did figure out how we can do this, I want to create a reusable rule because I don't want to have to retype this every time. This click element to the left of option 3. I still want to say click option 3. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go create a reusable rule. We'll create 2 of them, in fact. And one of them is going to be called RR for reusable rule. And the reason I do this is it collects them all in the same area when we have the drop down. You'll see that momentarily. So RR, click we'll say click radio button name. Now this is a variable. I'm not actually using the word name. Name is going to be replaced with the option 1, option 2, option 3. Sounds good. And I am going to punch in this and say click the element to the left of, instead of option 3, which is going to be passed in through the name, I'm going to say stored value. Stored value. And we'll say name. Little tip. While everything else in TestRigger is essentially case insensitive, the variable names are case sensitive and have to be an exact match. So if I were to put in just an example, N for name, and it's lowercase here, it won't work. He'll say, I don't know what you're talking about. You never declared that thing. So I am going to go and say, save and find there are, I need to give it a label too. The label is always going to be the same. We'll do that, replace and save, and I'm missing relevant to an element. Well, I have a period in there, I think. To the left of, I misspelled this, stored. Paul, you're having a bad demo. This is all on me. The name was inserted. It did not find anything that gets replaced, which makes sense because this isn't anywhere in my test scripts. Now we're going to go and do another one. I'm going to go copy this, and I'm going to do another new rule. The new rule is going to be a click element it's essentially the same thing. Say radio button. I'm doing it separately. That's the exact same statement, but I'm doing it separately because I do this click because they could change in the future, and I don't want to have to split in the future. So I'm going to say I'm looking at radio button, click radio button name, like that, and boom, copy this and paste this. And I just said radio button twice. This is going to be a checkbox. All right, let me check my messages and say that says hello. It's okay. It's okay. I almost went into the beyond on that one. So reusable rule. Click the checkbox, and it's basically just the element that's to the left of this. All right. And I'm going to hit save over here. Now I've got these two, click checkbox and radio button. Let's go back to our reusable rule, and we are going to fix these. We're going to fix these, fix them. All right. So I want to click this, but instead of clicking clicking checkbox, this is click checkbox, check that we have there. Instead of this one, I'm going to go get rid of it and just say RR, and there's my click. What am I clicking? I am clicking the option name, and it's going to be option 3 over here, right? And I'm going to do the same thing. That's with checkbox. I'm going to say click element RR. So what I'm doing over here, we're going to get rid of this guy. I'm going to say RR click checkbox, right? Which means this one is the radio button. It was the radio button that I wanted to put in there. Radio button, checkbox, and now I don't ever have to remember to put in element to the left of or to the right of. It will always have this. Let me see the other ones that I've got over here. I will go fix the rest of them. This is a coordinate click. That's kind of cool. This is a checkbox. And of course, we wanted to do checkbox 1. We'll do checkbox 1, checkbox 1. And you know what the really cool thing is that because I have the same elements there, I could mess it up. It will still get the element. It'll still do it because I'm not specifically stating that there's a checkbox or a radio button to the left of it. Click to the right of. That was still going to be to the left of. So we'll fix that, and I will get rid of it. We're going to do this. All right. We're going to do check option 1, checkbox, and this is a radio button. Radio button. Option 3. So it's going to be option 1 over there. All right. So this is doing option 1. This is all doing that. Let's give this an update and a retest and see if all this actually works. So, as I said, I'll be back online later on today. I'm going to do another hour. If you want to hang out, hit a like and subscribe. You'll get notifications that say the test live session is starting. And I'm going to be trying to get on other live platforms as well, aside from this. Because there's these two. There's also LinkedIn that is live streaming as well. And I'm going to try and show it to all sorts of people. If this is green, let's go take a look and see if this actually works. So this guy, this is the one that says here, check the page contains option 3, and then click the radio button option 3. Did we get it? I got option 3 radio button, and it hit it. The next thing was RR, click radio button, click the element to the left of the stored value. And we're going to go for option 3. I repeated it. Checkbox 3 by O3. Oh my gosh, come on. Come on. All right, click checkbox 1 and click the element to the left of it. Did we get checkbox 1? And we did get checkbox 1. So I went a little fast, didn't quite catch everything that's in there. But here's the cool thing. Remember, when I did this, no code. Okay, 1. 2, no CSS, no XPath. 2. 3, I've also got a video. We have a video of that. I'll let that play out. It plays out in about 19 seconds. At the beginning, it is checking to make sure that the page is ready. And then it basically opens up, navigates, and it starts to go and interact and click with all sorts of stuff that's on there. You'll notice the mouse is not moving. It's not going anywhere. It's just staying right there. All the commands are being sent by commands behind the scenes, but you can change that. You can actually say, I want to force the mouse to move and go and click on it. And there we are, 19 seconds. One of the statements is a repeat. We could go and clean that up. So I think this is pretty cool. There was another point I was going to make. Yeah, no XPath, no CSS, no object repository. If you eliminated all the time that you did maintaining all of that, what would happen? You would have more time to do what? Write more test cases, analyze more failures. And what that adds up is to more ROI for your company. ROI, that is very important. I'm Paul Grossman, the Dark Arts Wizard of Test Automation. I will be live with Joe Colantonio on the 28th. So if you want to check that out, Automation Guild, that's Joe, the JoeBot. Let me see if the JoeBot is hanging around over here. The JoeBot has walked off. So we will have the JoeBot back to us shortly. And that being about an hour and 2 minutes, I think that's probably as long as anyone could possibly hang out and stay. Again, whoever's that one eyeball who's watching, thank you so much for sticking around and watching for the entire hour. Do say hello, do say hi, and let me know how it's going. If it is, let's see, I've seen, by the way, Boomer Tester, I want to show you something. I'm going to show you something down here. Boomer Tester tested it from both YouTube and from the from this over here, from YouTube and from Twitch. So testing that out. I know that communications come from both sides. So it's all good there. I'm hoping maybe I can do it from LinkedIn. With that said, this is the Dark Arts Wizard of Test Automation. Like I said, check out Joe Colantonio with his stuff. Then I gotta go see if this is reversed. It probably is. I'll fix that on our next session when we get together. Again, send me whatever URL you want to test, and I will take it and go and see if we can perform some basic operations within an hour or so. It should just take a few minutes to get those to go. These are pretty much live and on the fly as I think of them. And I appreciate when somebody gives me a URL to go and show off and talk about. All right, we'll be back in a little while, and we'll talk a little bit more about other cool things that you can do in with TestRigger, like maybe filling out a form. Just tell it, fill out the form, and maybe it does it. How about logging in with multiple persona credentials? If you have a system that says, hey, I can't log in with the same person twice with the same credentials because I'm going to be kicked out, but I also want to do parameter test case test case testing in parallel, then I need to be able to have multiple credentials for a specific user. All right, we'll talk to you later. We'll catch up with you. Thank you so much for watching over here, and have yourself a great weekend, and hopefully a good long Easter weekend. Cheers.